Hello and welcome to the Fishing Guide Podcast. I'm your host, Brad Wiegmann. Tell you what, we are at the Crappie compound. We're at the fireplace, and nothing's hotter than John Godwin in his brand new Sea Ark running down the lake. Isn't that right?
That's right. John Godwin. I just got a new Sea Ark. They call it the Flex. It's a new model, 21-footer. It's not a boat. It's a ship.
A ship.
That thing is awesome.
We came in and we thought Christopher Columbus had sailed over in a new Sea Ark.
Man, it is quite the boat. You know, Sea Ark got with us and got with Jeff Smith, Chris Mann, Joel Harris, you know, several of the crappie pros, and asked us what we wanted in a boat. And everybody's got their little ideas in it. It's got air ride seats. It's got even if you're a tournament fisherman, it has a cooling system for the live well that's in the live well. It's just water piped in there. So big, lots of space, you know, a lot of room. I had to buy stuff to fill some of the stuff up.
Just put some duck calls in it or something,
right.
You know. Like
that's right.
Extra room inside there, but it's actually a monstrous boat.
It's awesome. Rides smooth.
So let's jump into fishing.
All right.
Because you're from Northeast Louisiana.
Correct.
And just tell us about the fishing down there. Is it different? Because we're here in Mississippi.
Oh, yeah. We're here at the land of the giants.
Yes.
But not quite that in Louisiana. There's a lake, Poverty Point. They catch 3-pounders out of it.
Wow.
Darbone, they've caught a few 3-pounders here and there, you know, in the spring. And there's Caney Lakes around there. It's a real clear lake. It has black crappie in it, and it's got some nice crappie in it too. It's a brush pile fishing lake. You know, you fish brush piles on it.
Right.
But it's water. I'm like the furthest ramp is like 40 minutes from my driveway.
Wow.
That might have been by design. I don't know.
I'm thinking it was.
Yeah.
So tell us. A lot of people like to go fishing, but they don't catch a lot. So share with us what you do to catch lots of fish. What would you do if you went out fishing?
I myself would long line.
Okay.
And but spider, you know, when I grew up, and after I can always remember Daddy having me, you know, fishing with brim fish and. Boy, I hated him. He'd throw them brim in that ice chest with the Coca-Colas. I hated drinking them slimy Coke. Anyway, and then I got into the bass fishing phase, and then I got into the crappie fishing phase, and then the jig tying phase,
right,
and all that. And we were spider rigging back then, and spider rigging is what we started doing and learned how to do that. That's several rods in the front of your boat. They look like spider legs out there.
Right.
And that's a quick way to catch a lot of fish fast. And then I upgraded into long lining. I really enjoy that long lining, pulling jigs behind the boat.
Right.
Because anybody can do that.
Right. And so when you're spider rigging, what poles would you use if you were spider rigging?
I use B&M poles, and I use 16-foot. It takes a little time to get used to them long poles, especially when the water with fish, and some people don't realize this, but sometimes them crappie will get like just 3 feet under the surface.
Right.
But they might be in 30 feet of water. And, you know, people think they're way down there, you know, and when you got them short poles, you got to learn how to finagle that. But when you're long lining, you learn what jig size goes how deep,
right, at
what mile an hour. I start off at 1 mile an hour, and a 30-second jig will go like 3 feet under the water at 1 mile an hour on 6-pound line. Okay. And that's something key you need to remember. All your poles need to have the same size line on it.
Okay.
Because bigger line's going to have a lot of drag. And littler line's going to run deeper. So you want to be comfortable and learn where your jigs are running, you know, with that same line. You know, everybody's at the same depth. 16ths will go 5 foot. 8s will go 7 foot. Quarters will go about 12. at
So-
1 mile an hour.
So you've been lucky enough to travel around and fish in some different lakes and reservoirs. What's your favorite?
My favorite
Yeah.
is up here. Arca Butler is one of my favorite lakes because it's just got. It don't have the quantity, but
Right.
you're gonna catch some nice big crappie.
Right.
And it's just awesome.
So you like doing a lot of long lining now?
I do it there. I'm gonna do it tomorrow on Saturday.
Right. So tell us your setup. What's your rig for long lining? Tell us your lure, your line, your rod.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna experiment tomorrow because I hadn't been here. So
Okay.
I've got 4 poles rigged up with 1/8 ounce Fin Spin Pro purple and pink,
Okay.
and they're gonna run. I'm gonna have 2 1/8 ounce about 3 feet apart,
Okay.
and they're gonna run about 14 feet.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna have 4 rods rigged with those, and I'm gonna have 4 rods rigged with just the regular fin spin, double 1/8 ounce, with a curly tail.
Are you going to be
A
slider
slab
rigging
curly.
them?
No, I'm gonna
No,
be
you're
long
lining.
lining.
Oh, long lining?
Yep.
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 So how do you keep 8 poles contained? How do you keep them?
Oh, you have deck hands.
No, you don't have deck hands. I happen to know the answer to
Hey.
this question because Mark Riddle come by and said you were the newest pro staffer for a cornfield.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
yeah.
See, you can't.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah,
sweet
that's
talk
pretty
us.
neat.
Tell
Yeah,
us.
I'm the newest pro staff member for Cornfield Fishing Gear. They
Yeah.
make all the neat. Man, my boat's rigged up with the telescoping mounts on the front.
Right.
I can stand up and have them right in my face, or I
Wow.
can sit in a chair and have them down. And all American made too.
So the ones in the back, you have like, how do they look? What do they look like?
The mounts, well, they're
Uh-huh.
they're not the rod holders,
Okay.
not his, but it's for my graphs.
Oh, okay.
I got a
Yep.
graph on my console with a mount, single mount for it.
Right.
And they're sturdy. I mean,
There you go.
in my other boat, I just got this one.
Yeah.
I would, because I'm short-legged, I'd
Right.
get on the tongue of that boat, and I'd have to reach up on there, and I'd just grab a hold of that mount and just pull. And I'm a big feller. I'm 245. And I get up there on that just pull myself up with that mount. They're solid as a rock.
Yeah. So tell us about lure color because you've gotten to fish in a lot of different
Yeah,
places.
yeah.
How do you select what color lure you're going to use when you go to a new lake?
I'm going to look at the water clarity.
Uh-huh.
How it's if it's clear, I'm gonna go with more natural colors, more shad-looking colors, and if it's stained, I'm gonna go with some more brighter colors for a good dark silhouette that they can see. And muddy water, I'm gonna go like oranges or purples and chartreuses and stuff like that.
So the question is, minnows or lures?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you're absolutely right.
Break it down. When would you use lures and when would you use minnows?
Minnows would come into play spring, right after spring.
Uh-huh.
They'll hit jigs. I tip my jigs a lot
Okay.
with minnows. I use crappie
Right.
magnets, and they got like a little split tail.
Right.
It's perfect for that. Perfect. And in the hot summertime, just fixing to come up, I'd use minnows.
Okay.
And the wintertime, of course.
in minnows. So
Yep.
what are you going to do if it's windy out and you're one poling? Because a lot of people, I'm firing some questions at you. These are questions that guys want to know that they don't get to fish a lot, but when they do go out fishing, it's windy. How are you going to fish in that situation?
Well, that's good. That's good to long line in because if you're spider rigging and it's windy, your poles are doing this, they're
Right.
bobbing. And crappie don't really like that. We call them jigs, but crappie really like them still. So I don't know where that came from. But you'll catch more fish if you just have them at a steady plane.
Okay.
And long lining allows you to do that, even in rough water. But if you are one poling, you said one poling is very good for when it's windy because they're not in racks. You're
Okay.
holding them. You need to hold them
Right.
because that way you can take that boat lift and drop out of the equation,
Right.
with your arm, and hold it more steady.
So
And of course, going into the wind, a big wind, you got boat control. It's a big deal when you're wind
Right.
poling or whatever. But then you got to deal with the boat slap, the wave
Right.
slap. So a good thing to do actually would be if you had power poles or raptors and had the drift paddles on them, you could put them down and just go with the wind.
yeah.
And that'll take all that slap out. Or drift socks. You can use
Right.
drift socks.
So the question is, crappie brakes to break or not to break? Do you have crappie brakes? Are you buying crappie brakes?
I don't have them yet, but I can see them in my future.
You can like a couple days or something. You're getting them.
It's not going to be very long.
Why are crappie? In case people haven't or don't have
They're,
crappie brakes, explain what they are and what they do.
Trolling motors on your power poles or your Raptors, and you lift them halfway down, and the two trolling motors are on the back of your boat, facing opposite. So as you're going, you got like a dimmer switch, stomp switch on your deck.
Right.
You hit that stomp switch, and them trolling motors come on, and it just stops you. So
Right.
if you're coming up on you see a crappie on a piece of pole timber or something, but you're going too fast, you just hit that. Because if you spin that trolling motor around, you're going to wash him out, spook him off.
Right.
But them trolling
Brakes.
motors are way back there. You hit them, and you can stop. My daddy was looking at all these new electronics and all this new stuff that's coming around. He said, "You cheating, boy." I said, "Pass me the ketchup, won't you?"
Pretty hard. One pulling, the distance that you're pitching to or you're fishing, that's huge, isn't it?
It is in this new forward-facing sonar. Well, there's people even using 20-foot poles now.
Wow.
Yep, to get way out there so you don't spook the fish so bad.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything, but I actually caught fish today on a 20-foot pole.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. So
They do. Boy, that's long. Did you have that little
that was
mighty or whatever?
long. I was thinking we were going to have to go to a bigger lake
Yeah.
so I could cast.
You just about fishing in the next county.
I was like, is that legal to catch that crappie over there?
That's in the other lake.
Yeah. B&M poles. What's your favorite ones
My favorite ones I'm using, when I'm long line, I love to use them Duck Commander series trolling poles.
All right.
And when
Not surprising.
yeah, well,
There you go.
Yeah, and I like the diamonds. They got a new black diamond that's pretty awesome, 16 footer.
yeah.
And I love them new 75 series.
Oh, the anniversary
they
combo.
are awesome. That combo, yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's got the right stiffness, the right backbone. It's just perfect.
Wow. What else? So if you could give one last thing, you give a tip to an angler that's going out there fishing, and he doesn't get to fish all the time, and he's a weekend angler, but he wants to catch fish. What's the tip that you give to him that would help them the most to catch more fish?
Don't think crappie are deeper than what you think they are. There's crappie will be shallow all the time, and you just spider rigging. You learn how to do that.
Uh-huh.
Get you some good baits. Get good boat control, and you're going to catch them.
All right. Well, that sounds good. That takes us over to PICO to Tackle Time, and it's sponsored by PICO Lures. PICO Lures has a full line of hard and soft baits. They even got crankbaits we didn't even talk about, but crankbaits are
I
an
might
easy.
pull some of them tomorrow too.
Yeah, is an easy way of catching fish. Anyway, and they also have Vanguard Tackle, which is a series of fishing tools. So you can check them out at PicoLures.com. John, if they want to see more about you and how you catching these fish, where would they go?
Well, we got a YouTube channel. Of course, I work for Duck Commander, and
Right.
We've got another deal called Fin Commander, and we got content on YouTube page. So look on YouTube for Fin Commander content.
Right.
We're trying to get it out every week. So,
Wow.
and you're supposed to like and share.
There you go. Like and share. Like and share, John. That's what you need to
That's
do.
right.
Sounds great. Anyway, I always like to end the show. Make sure you keep your hook sharp and your lures in the water. Appreciate you being here, John.
Thanks for having me.